Welcome back everybody. So we're rocking episode 3 in the grading series, and in today's episode we're going to be rocking the two-piece sleeve. I'm going to be talking to you guys about the quick fixes for those that's here on this channel for some quick fixes as to how to grade a two-piece sleeve. So again, like we did in the second episode, we did the half of the video for quick fixes, and the rest of the video we did the step-by-step grading of the two-piece sleeve. So we're going to do the same thing right about now. So I went ahead and traced my sleeve already on the paper so that it's ready when we start grading the sleeve. But also I went ahead and traced the quick fix sleeve right now. So we're gonna do this one right now. Push the other one aside. So here we go everybody, this is our two-piece sleeve. And what you need to keep in mind is, guys, like we did in the second video, the sleeve is a little bit different to what we've done in the second video. And this one we need to grade 1 centimeter all around the sleeve. So this is the top sleeve. This one gets 1 centimeter all around the top of the sleeve head. The side seam of the sleeve gets 1 centimeter, but the bottom of the hemline of the sleeve only gets 2 millimeter. But we're going to extend that 2 millimeter by 5 millimeter, right? So we're going to go 5 millimeter down here, 1 centimeter around the sleeve head, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter, and even on the side, on the seam here, it gets 1 centimeter. And when it comes to the undersleeve, we're gonna go 5 millimeter on the top here by the curve, 5 millimeter, but we extend it by 1 centimeter downwards, and then here we're gonna drop by 5 millimeter. And then on the side here on the seam we get 1 centimeter, and that's basically it for the two-piece sleeve, guys. It's not really intense when you have to intersect those points like we did on the second video, but it's a little bit easier, right? So we're gonna do it right now. So I'm gonna grab my cookie and we're gonna do it right now. So we said we're gonna go 1 centimeter upwards, so we measure 1 centimeter, you go 1 centimeter all around, 1 centimeter there. So it's as if you are just adding seam allowance to the sleeve, right? 1 centimeter over there, and then here we go 1 centimeter all the way down. And then the hemline we said 5 millimeters, so you measure 5 millimeter and we go 5 millimeter across. And then we just complete the sleeve head real quick, 1 centimeter, and then here down the seam we also give it 1 centimeter. It's basically we adding seam allowance to this sleeve pattern. So this is how we grade the two-piece sleeve. So there we go, that's the top sleeve, and here it's a little bit different on the undersleeve. I'll show you guys real quick. So we set 5 millimeters here, right? So you want to measure on the curve line 5 millimeter down, and then you make a little dot. And then because we have to extend by 1 centimeter, so from where you made a dot you just extend by 1, so you go upwards there like that, because you're copying still the pattern that we need, which is that. You see that point there on the red? That's exactly the same point. 1 centimeter up and then 1 centimeter down. It's a bit weird there, but keep it to 1 centimeter, guys, come on. And here 5 millimeter across, so we go 5 millimeter across. And then here by the curve is a little bit different. You see the nip here, right? We need to intersect this line intersecting that nip, because that nip is a constant. We cannot move that nip, right? So we're going to shape from there. We're going to cut inwards. We're going to just cut it right there. So remember 5 millimeter to 0. There we go, to 0, right? And then we need to actually now also extend by 1 centimeter. We do whatever we did on that side, we need to copy this side. So we go extend it by 1 centimeter. There we go. And then we just connect these 1 centimeter dots. And there we go. That is all that it is to it, guys. That is how we grade a two-piece sleeve. So of course that is large, right? This is my size large. So if you want to go extra large, you go another 1 centimeter above that point. There you go, 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter down. Remember 5 millimeter across. Complete the sleeve head, 1 centimeter. Then here 1 centimeter down, all the way down, connecting those points. And then here on the undersleeve we go again, we extend from this point, we drop by 5 millimeter here, drop by 5, extend by 1, and then go around the curve there, 1 centimeter. We need 5 millimeter at the bottom, so measure 5 millimeter, go across 5 millimeter. And then here, we know we need to intersect that point again. So every time you go a bigger size, you always intersect that point again. You see, there we go. And then we need to extend by 1 centimeter. There we go. That's a big 1 centimeter. Please measure that 1 centimeter. This is just me freestyling here. And there we go, everybody. And that's all that it is to it. And of course, if we go smaller, we just go inside here. 1 centimeter all around inside. 1 centimeter. 5 millimeter at the hem, remember, around the curve. Of course, here 1 centimeter. And there we go. There's our small, medium, large, extra large. And that's all that it is, man. Here we go again. Inside. 1 centimeter. 5 millimeter. Because you are now below that point, you don't need to intersect anymore. You're just going to drop it by 5 millimeter. 5 millimeter. And then 1 centimeter here again. And there we go, everybody. That's the quick fix on the 2-part sleeve. It looks like you're just adding seam allowance to this whole sleeve. When it comes to the top sleeve, you see everything is cool, but here it's just a little bit tricky. So please do watch this nip here when you are grading the 2-piece sleeve. You really want to just come intersect that point. So that is your zero, ground zero. Yeah. So whatever you size you are grading towards, like a bigger size, you are always cutting into that point there. And if you are going smaller than your basic size, of course you don't need to intersect because you will be below that point, right? And there we go. That is a quick fix, guys. We will jump over to the detailed step-by-step grading, so stay tuned for that video. So you guys get out of here. If you are the quick fixes, go get out of here. Alright, everybody, welcome back. For those that's here for the step-by-step detail grading, so let's get into it. So let's put this wire, man, the wire is crazy, it's just falling down. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we're gonna head and trace our blocks like I said in the beginning of the video. So we're gonna remove our basic block now, and that's what we have now. Check if we're good in the video. Yeah, we are totally good. Cool. So things to note, guys, when we're grading a 2-piece sleeve, it's not as straightforward as or at least it is actually. It's actually just basically you adding seam allowance to it to make it a different size, a bigger size or smaller size, right? So a thing to note, guys, we're gonna go 1 centimeter all around the top sleeve, 1 centimeter. The sleeve head gets 1 centimeter, the side seam gets 1 centimeter, but the hemline only gets 5 millimeter. It's actually 2 millimeter, but we're gonna do it 5 millimeter just because, you know, for good faith. Yeah, 5 millimeter, and then 1 centimeter on the seam there, and then the undersleeve gets 1 centimeter as well, 5 millimeter on the hemline here, but then here on the curve line it gets a 5 millimeter drop only, and then the intersection that happens on the nip there, we will jump into it right away. So we're gonna grab a ruler real quick and we're gonna measure 1 centimeter on top here, 1 centimeter. So I'm basically just placing guidelines for myself, so I will then use the basic block, the cardboard block, to then copy these lines in, because I'm not going to freehand these lines. I'm going to use my basic block to do that for me because I'm a little bit lazy. Yeah. Cool, there we go. And we need another point over here on the side seam here. We need another point here, and then we set 5 millimeter at the bottom, so you want to give it 5 millimeter there. So again, guys, just a quick tip that everything really stays the same, and once you have the formula, it really does work, man. It really does become easier actually. And the formula for the 2-piece sleeve is just seam allowance, basically like 1 centimeter, Of course, it does depend on the client, like whatever you're working towards. You need to keep that in mind as well. So if you're working with bigger clients or whatever the niche markets they're working for, you need to kind of get an overall measurement of your clients so that you can know, okay, what am I grading towards, and it becomes real easy once you have those measurements. But standard, this is the standard. We go 1 centimeter all around, 5 millimeter there, and of course on the bottom sleeve it gets dropped 5 millimeter and 1 centimeter extension. So now we're going to use our block. We're going to connect it to those points that we want. It's a little bit bigger, of course, so we're going to proceed with caution, right? So again, we're going to just copy in the points that we can reach with the block, and then the other points we just pivot the pattern a little bit to touch the other points, because now the block is a little bit bigger, guys, so you want to also adjust your basic block to fit those points, otherwise it's just going to be skew. So we're going to do the side seam real quick, because those points falls perfect. There we go. And then the 5 millimeter point fall perfect there as well, so I'm just going to copy it in for now, as you can see over there. So this point is a little bit off here, right? So what you can do is you can add another 1 centimeter in there, but you can just maybe freestyle it for now a little bit. We're doing sort of a ghost line, right? So once we're happy with that ghost line, we can solidify that line, make it solid. There we go, that's our ghost line. So you take your pattern again, put it on that ghost line, and then make it solid. There we go, use some of your pattern to make it solid. You see over there? So you don't really need a French curve for this, man. You just need your basic block to be on hard board, right? And there we go, guys. So now we're just going to copy the other side real quick. If you don't have a side to copy, you can maneuver this pattern to make it work. There we go. And we're going to square that line down real quick on the side seam there. Hey man, what are you doing? Messing up my patterns here, man. Cool, there we go. And now we're just gonna square out that 5 millimeter at the bottom here real quick. Hopefully my headphones is in the way. I saw in the previous video it was. Apologies on that, guys. Technical difficulties. Alright, so we're just gonna ghost line that for now. There we go. And that is our first grade, man, from medium to large, and that's large. And of course, when we do the extra large, we just add the same principle and formula to get the extra large. So I'll just pause the video real quick and I'll do that, and then I'll unpause the video. Yeah. Alright everybody, so we have extended to XL, extra large. Same principle like we did with the large. We extended by 1 centimeter all around on the side seam as well, and of course by the hemline we just drop it by 5 millimeter as explained. Yeah, so now we still have to do the small size, so I'll just be talking about that right now while I'm adjusting this headphones real quick. So of course the smaller size, so what we've done on the outside, we just have to bring it on the inside now. So which means if we had extended by 1 centimeter all around outwards, we have to drop it 1 centimeter inwards, right? So what that means is on the inside of this basic block, we're going to measure 1 centimeter. Yeah, there we go. So 1 centimeter all around inside. Because we're making the block smaller now, yeah? 1 centimeter over here. And then of course by the hemline we just have to decrease by by 5 millimeter, right? Because we're no longer going outward, but we're going inward. 1 centimeter on the side seam over here. Just making some guidelines so that you can use your block and then just copy those lines or connect those points, right? Grab your block or a ruler or your French curve or whatever you prefer to connect these block dots, and you can go ahead and do that. We're going to do it in a different color so it's easy for us to see. Grab a red color. And this is now how to make the block smaller, right? And don't forget your 5 millimeter at the bottom there. We connect these points. We go 5 millimeter at the bottom. Connect the points and 1 centimeter on the side seam there, on the seam. There we go. And of course, this is the last curve there on the sleeve head. Note to self, just use the thinner nip, man. This nip is quite thick there. But there we go, guys. So that's what we have. We have now a small as well. There we go. Small, medium, large, extra large. And that is the same principle, man. As long as you keep the principle the same, if you're going smaller or bigger, you will get the sleeve that you prefer. So now we're going to go over to the undersleeve, and we will hopefully tackle it within 3 minutes, maybe much shorter than that. But there we go, there's our sleeve. And the basic principle to keep in mind that we said we're gonna drop by 5 millimeter on the curve line here, 5 millimeter, extend by 1 centimeter, same principle here, extend by 1 and go 1 all around, but we're gonna add 5 millimeter on the hemline and 1 centimeter on the seam there, on the side seam. Let's jump into it right now. So we're gonna drop 5 millimeter here. So we're gonna say 5 millimeter here. We just make some lines quickly for us. And because we need to intersect that nip there, we're only going to measure 5 till there, yeah? We're gonna go 5 millimeter here as well, up top. And right up on top of the nip there, 5 millimeter is gonna be there. Cool. And then we're gonna go 1 centimeter out. On that 5 millimeter line, you wanna measure 1 centimeter further up. So we're gonna go there. Say, hey, there's my 1 centimeter. Say, cool. So that nip needs to extend till about there, because that's the added on 1 centimeter. Then once we have that, we need to go 1 centimeter out. So go 1 centimeter out. And because we're not going in a straight line here, you actually want to use your measuring tape or your ruler to just get that area measured properly, yeah? Then of course downwards, and we said we're going to go 5 millimeter at the bottom here, so we measure 5 millimeter. One centimeter on the side seam. It's a straight line, so you can just measure 2 points and connect those points. And here, because we're still dropping 5 millimeter there, we need 5 millimeter here as well. So measure 5 millimeter on this curve line here again. 5 millimeters about all there, and then we go to 0, of course, right? And then we need to extend by 1 centimeter. There we go. So it's about all there. Cool. So now we can connect those dots, guys. We grab our block. Makes it much easier for us to maintain the shape. So we're going to do the outside first. Like that. Grab our pen. Connect those points. There we go. Go towards this point here. We need the 1 centimeter here as well. Makes our lives a little bit easier, or make my life easy. There we go. Connect these points. Connect the hemline with 5mm. And we will do that just now. Connect the bottom here, or the side seam rather. We shift it down to touch the 5mm at the bottom of the hem. Then we just complete the side seam. There we go. And there we go. So now we just connect these lines upwards, connecting to that point. And then only the last portion of this is just to connect these little points. But it's going to be weird there, so I would like you guys to freehand it for now, just to do some ghost lines like we did, like we've been doing as guidelines, and then to 0. So you want to sort of curve this, go onto this baseline here, onto 0, and then of course back to 5mm. So there we go. So that baseline is important. The way to get that, once you have your grain line and your side seam, just take your ruler, your L square, square it off on that line, and just draw a little line from the grain line to the side seam, so that you can have sort of baseline. That's how I created that line. Just want to highlight that. I don't think I highlighted that in the video, but there we go. So after you have your ghost line, you can now grab your block and then just copy those lines in, make it a bit solid, yeah. And there we go, everybody, and that's how we're gonna go about it. And that is our large. So we're gonna say medium, large, and then of course we follow the same principle now to get the extra large. So which means we will now go out again 1 centimeter. We drop 5mm here, and then we extend by 1 centimeter, and then we go 1 centimeter all around. Take our block to connect those points. There we go. And then we go all the way down. Then we get another measurement in there to make it easier a little bit. For me, not for you. Once you have that measurement, it makes it easier to connect, yeah? Because now we're not going in a straight line over there, we're going actually in a curve. Once you have our lines over there, now we're gonna go tackle the bottom. But I'll pause the video real quick and speed it up. We're just going to extend by 5mm, extend by 1cm, and then intersect that point real quick. Alright everybody, so we did the extra large on the under sleeve, and we went ahead and did the small on the under sleeve. So of course, like we did on the basics, we extended by 1cm, we dropped on the curve line by 5mm, and then we have extended by another 1cm, but then on the hemline we increase or decrease by 5mm, and that's what we did with the small. We just decreased by 1 and we decreased by 5mm, we dropped by 5mm, and then we constructed our small size. And that is the basics of the two-piece sleeve. This is a longer video, guys, apologies on that, but that is the essential of how to grade a two-part sleeve. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys in the part 4 later.